Give them a shot to do what?
Hey.
Yo.
Hey.
Happy 3rd of July.
3rd of July. July?
July.
I like that. I like July.
Yeah. Jenny came up with that, so we got to pretend we like it if we don't.
Into German's Day?
I like this move.
Speaking of that, like we were talking about like 4th of July movies.
Yeah.
Like Independence Day is like my real Independence Day with Will Smith.
Probably.
Although I'm going full alien. Like I'm just gonna side with them.
Will Smith, where does Independence Day rank in Will Smith movies? Or in 4th of July movies? I mean, obviously it's named Independence Day, but is it like a better patriotic movie? Because it's one thing to fight like the Patriot, right?
Right.
It's like
right.
Civil War,
Yeah.
or like glory, like slavery. Obviously, noble causes, but it's like slavery,
Right.
and then aliens are like up
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's global. We're just fighting a race of people. You're talking. It united a front, and then I don't know. It was one of my favorite Will Smith movies.
We will not go quietly into the night. Like,
Bill
just everything.
Pullman.
It was way too serious to be an alien movie.
100%.
And then also like in that same like era, like then you had Mars Attacks with like Jack Nicholson.
Oh my gosh.
And like bark, 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 bark. Like, and that was just stupid.
Oh god.
So I don't know. It definitely it got your heart going, like for that type of movie. Like obviously Will Smith movies, there's been some great ones, right?
Yeah.
One he did with his son.
People did not like After Earth. I loved, or no, not that one. You're talking about.
I'm talking about the
sad
sales one. Yeah,
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness.
I can't even remember
also
what the hell he
the-
was trying to sell them.
But the After Earth, you could argue that's better than Independence Day too, because outside of the like weird, his weird accent
yeah,
in it, like that's the only thing I couldn't get.
yeah, I couldn't tell if he was like from Ghana or from like Brazil. Like it was like,
it was like but no, it was a very slow like jaw he had like during that whole thing. He's like,
I don't know what accent.
Do that. And it could have also been because his character was supposed to be like dying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought that was really cool. A little too drawn out.
Yeah.
And then but I liked how they roped it back in with that baby bird, the mama bird, like saving him.
Yeah.
That
was cool.
Yeah, but
when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if I like this. But then I watched it again months. Like I'm talking, it could have been a full year after it came out. And I was like, it's really not that bad. There's a lot of movies I feel that way about where I'm like, that sucked. And then
what was that other one where it's like 86 ounces, the size of a brain or something, where he ends up committing suicide?
7 pounds.
7 pounds, because that's the size.
Yeah.
That's like the weight of your brain,
right?
Or something.
Yeah,
or something like that.
That was one of those weird movies like Crash, right? Where they were telling it from like different, I can't remember 7 pounds too much, but it was like definitely one of those drama.
All the people that his life ending like helped, right? Yeah.
Very left field for him at the time.
Yeah.
He's done obviously like Pursuit of Happiness was a good movie, but like it reminds me of that Jim Carrey movie 23.
Yeah,
where he was like a serial killer that didn't realize he was a killer or something like that, or a psychopath.
Was it Sevens or something?
No, 20. It was number 23. So like he would throughout the movie, he would just keep seeing the number 23.
Yeah,
and it would like make him crazy, and he was like basically chasing himself.
Gotcha.
Like to realize that he was the one that wrote the book. And I believe his wife knew it. Something happened where like he was doing something and then he either got into a car accident or something happened. Like he got shot and had amnesia. But I think he was leaving himself like clues or he was remembering things. I got to rewatch it. I believe it's something to that effect, but it was definitely one of those like Jim Carrey movies. You go from Me, Myself, and Irene to like the number 23. And he's just a weird introspective guy anyway, so it's just weird.
Sandler did that with Rain on Me, where it was like it was just too serious.
Yeah,
and then Will Ferrell did that with like I forget what it is, but Everything Must Go.
Everything Must Go.
Yeah, that was bad too.
He was like selling shit in his front
in
yard.
his front
like,
yard, yeah.
And
like
that was
an
the whole
ang-
movie.
He
Like
was
he was
just
just
an angry man selling
God.
stuff on. Get off my lawn! Like it was
That's-
weird.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But
Apparent Will Smith and Jaden are speaking in kind of polyglot accent. They worked with a dialect coach to come up with the original accent because the idea of the character speaking with an American or British accent 1,000 years in the future after you've left Earth would seem preposterous. Yeah, that's the preposterous part
the whole movie.
of the movie. That's the most preposterous thing that could have
That's
happened.
overthinking a movie for
100%.
sure.
Just talk. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. But for those who don't know,
'Cause-
a polyglot accent is basically you speak like 7 different languages, and then when you go back to English, it's like a mixture
of it. Yeah,
of all of it, like of the broken accents or
Like a
whatever.
potluck.
Whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like a potluck of languages. So yeah, like imagine like a mixture of like
Mhm.
British, Mandarin, and like
yeah.
Hindi.
And
like,
that's
what would
that-
that say?
But it was just like a bad version of it
Yeah.
all. Especially like I noticed it more with Will. We watched it a couple weeks ago in the store, and it was just like I was like, "Yo, why is he talking like that?" I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be from the future, but this is weird.
Well, they did say that like Mandarin is the language of the future.
Oh, of course,
Like,
yeah,
so,
I could see that.
We got to start brushing up on our Mandarin.
We
bro.
do,
Like,
we
I
do.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where people like came up with that. I don't know who were the people that said, "Yeah, Mandarin is the voice of the future." But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's what they say out there in the streets. So whatever, man.
Well, it's not the most American language, like English.
No, yeah, it's not English, which is somehow British.
Right.
Like the English language, which I found out was the 17th hardest language to learn.
That's crazy.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
We saw Bird for the first time yesterday. He's going to be on the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I gave him an Australian accent. I was like, I thought you'd be back and be like, "Hello, governor."
It was like an Australian person who lived in
No,
Britain.
I said, "Good day,
British,
mate."
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's Australian." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And then I
And Bert
said,
was in
"Hello,
London all
governor."
last week, and Mike definitely butchered and said he was Australian. He
Yeah,
said,
I was
"Hello, mate."
Yeah, "Good day, mate." He's like, "That's the wrong accent."
It's
I was
definitely
like,
the wrong accent. So we definitely offended 2 groups of people. Oop, I'm trying to see if our audio's good. Oh, beautiful. We
Sounds good. Yeah, that's the whole premise of this show was to make sure we don't sound like we did yesterday. I mean, that sounded like we were on a Zoom call
Yeah. So we apologize for
3
that.
miles away.
Apologize for that.
No, we don't. We never apologize.
Never apologize. Quick shout out to Sean Brace and all the guys at Fox Sports The Gambler. Shout out to Todd Frazier and Scotty Braun and all the guys at Foul Territory.
Bless you in the hand again.
Sean Brace doesn't know how to sneeze. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, what's the policy on that when you're in the studio and you're just sneezing?
Oh, it's bad.
It's bad, right?
It's bad because I mean, if we're in the Q102 studio, it's bigger than this room.
Yeah.
But some of the other studios are like the size of doctor's offices because literally you get in, get out, you do your business,
Right.
and you go. So yeah, when you sneeze and you're in those small confines, it's like, well, I guess I'm getting that.
Yeah, you always kind of second, and then you always like look at the guy and you say, "Man, I don't want to catch what he has. Like, I don't know what he has, if he has anything, but I don't want it." And so
also-
you stay away from him.
But also, it's like it goes with the hierarchy. If the intern does it, or
Mhm.
like a guy that's on
Yeah.
the lower end, you're like, "Yo, man, you couldn't go outside and do that."
Yeah.
The boss says it, you're just like, "Yeah, he sneezed. Deal with it."
Happy 39th birthday to Aubrey Plaza.
39?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Wow.
why I announced it, because it threw me off.
That's shocking. I thought for sure she was younger than us, and she's not.
Nope.
She's funnier than us for
She's
sure.
100% funnier than us. So Aubrey, if
Mm.
you're listening and you want to come on the network and talk to us,
Yeah.
I have some parks and recreations questions for you. Like, is Chris Pratt?
Bomb diggity.
Oh yeah, 100% she is. I watched a weird movie with her where she was somebody's girlfriend and then came back from the dead and was like a zombie, and like it was like one of those like serious movies that's funny, like one of those like Sundance, like basically she died and she came back as a zombie, and I guess her boyfriend had moved on, and so she was like attacking all his new girlfriends, and then he had to like take care of her. I'm gonna look it up because I don't think I'm explaining.
That's
it.
too funny.
Yeah, it was one of those weird. Life After Beth came out in 2014. Yeah, so she died. She was bitten by a snake, and then she all of a sudden came back to life as a zombie, and she was decaying and everything. But
That's crazy.
it is crazy. So, yeah, a guy. Oh, Dane DeHaan, the weird guy that played the weird goblin in the Spider-Man movies, and he was in what was the movie Chronicle, where he went crazy with the superpowers, but. It says discovers that his girlfriend, who is Aubrey Plaza, returned from the dead, but his joy turns to horror as she slowly undergoes a horrible transformation. So, yeah, Aubrey Plaza, 39.
That's crazy.
God bless her. God bless her.
Trying to figure out what I'm going to be. I'm going to be 38, August 7th.
I'm going to be 37, July 8th.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. We're old, man.
We are.
We have known each other, 14, 15 years old.
It's nuts.
Worked at Six Flags Great Adventure.
Right.
We met because me and your brother Carl were standing in line to sign some type of papers or get our papers, and there was a girl with white pants on with a nice ass. And this was back kiddos with the flip phone era, and my phone said, "Say cheese." Click, and she turned around, and we got caught. And she didn't do anything. I'm sure she was,
We used to, before COVID, when we did our lives, we were at Nick's Roast Beef or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ty and I would say when a woman passed that looked pretty good, we would say cheese. So when we do a live event, that would be our code.
That's the code. We got to bring that back.
So if you know, you know, because you watched this, and
Yeah.
if you don't know, you
That's
don't
on
know.
That is on you.
Why do they keep saying that? People be taking pictures.
Somebody said, stop saying July 4th. The actual date of our country's independence is May 20th. So stop eating
Carl's
hot dogs.
birthday is May 20th. That's funny.
So Carl
Biden.
Carl Biden into Carlin's Day. Please stop eating hot dogs and shooting out fireworks.
I saw a meme today that said Kid Rock saw his shadow, so 6 more weeks of fireworks. Because it has become a thing from Labor Day to Memorial Day to Labor Day. People just shoot off fireworks random ass days.
We shot off fireworks the other day, and it wasn't 4th of anything. We just shot them off. I think when you have a holiday where fireworks are needed, you just shoot off fireworks all week whenever you can get it in.
That's fair.
But for David, when you comment that, I'm not even you can't just change a federal holiday, bud. All right. Sorry. It's 4th of July. Enough. Enough of that nonsense that you're doing. There's something else. I'm scrolling through.
Do you see this Barry Bonds documentary that they're going to make?
They should make a documentary.
Yeah, they are. So the same people who made the Michael Jordan documentary are now going to make this. So it's I'm excited for it because honestly, it finally will remind you how great this guy was with or without the juice. It didn't matter. He's got more walks than people had hits in their career.
Absolutely.
Had a little less chances to hit home runs than most guys because they kept walking him, and he still out hit everybody. So
steroids saved baseball. We've been saying that for years.
Yeah,
for years on this network. Barry Bonds,
give us a shot.
100%. Baseball's better with steroids in it. Everybody should be allowed to take steroids. Everybody should just let them do it. If you want to be the best, you have to do what's necessary and to keep up. Sorry, that's just the way the game is. But here's the thing. I would be okay if they didn't put him in the Hall of Fame because he did, even though he never technically failed ever.
Yeah.
So he's a little bit of a special case. But let's say he did fail a test.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. If you don't put none of them in, don't put David Ortiz or Mike Piazza or any of these guys who have been proven to have steroids.
They already put Ortiz in and they already put Piazza. So it's
once you break that, and that was relatively recently, right?
Right.
But once you break that, then now it's time. Alex Rodriguez, Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds they should just go in. You broke the seal. No. So now it's personal to me. That's what I don't like about it. Be one way. Either be an asshole all the time or be nice all the time. Don't give me a little bit of both. I need to know. So, yeah, baseball, and it's the writers. This is why the writers should not be allowed to vote.
Hmm.
It's it's the same reason why Terrell Owens is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, even though everybody and their mother knows he's a
Yeah.
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Just upset a writer, you know?
Because
That's
because he
it.
was mean to you. Like I don't I don't get it. So why punish greatness? Nobody's gonna sit there and act like Dwayne Marcus, what's up, man? Nah, you're the
Thanks,
GOAT.
man. You're the GOAT.
You're the GOAT, brother. Appreciate you.
Speaking of GOAT, so Jordan was his documentary was The Last Dance. So is Barry Bonds the first shot?
It is jarring. It is jarring to see what his Pittsburgh Pirate days, how he looked versus
Well, you ever see that time McGuire like picks him up like he's a child?
yeah. That was the day.
like,
that was the
that's
day, right?
He
That was
decided. Yeah,
that
that's
was
the day he decided.
that was the day he was like, nah,
Yeah.
this ain't. You're not gonna just go
Yeah,
pick me up like
no.
I'm your But that was, I mean, at that point, you knew that McGuire was on something
Right.
because he was like, he was on it.
Absolutely. But also some of my favorite moments, and I hope they bring it up, was like Barry Bonds was the first one to notice that they mess with the baseball.
Yeah.
Like some years it's softer, some years it's harder.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could go into a season and know how many home runs he was going to hit.
Yeah.
Just based off the ball they were throwing, like handing to him. So, I always thought that was remarkable. And he was on that decades before we now talk about it the way we do.
Tomorrow, Stuff About Sports special with Mike, maybe Corey.
Yeah, Corey's coming.
So it's going to be a big throwback Stuff About Sports, 4th of Jerm.
The original crew.
The original crew.
Yeah.
Little known fact, Corey technically invented Stuff About Sports, right?
Oh, who cares?
Yeah, no.
I like this move.
I hate giving him credit, but
No, Ty and I realized like he was writing all the show work for the Mike Times
blank show.
Mm-hmm. And we recognized we needed something to keep him involved and also try to get new voices involved like yourself. So that was our second show, first show announced on our network, and it's our longest running show now. But it's not what it used to be. You guys have transformed that, added people into our network because of that show. And like I said, it's the blueprint for anything we're doing now. So I'm excited to watch you guys, even if I'm not on a mic, just to watch that show live.
You'll be on a mic. We'll have.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like in general. Like
who's not going to be on it? Ty's not going to be here, right?
I don't know. Did we talk to him?
I don't know.
We'll have to start texting people after we get off the air. But
they'll rotate out. They'll be all right.
Yeah. Facts. That's what I mean. Like I just want to drink it all in, man.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani's amazing. That's what we should be talking about as a country. Shohei Ohtani, not Biden, not Trump.
Ohtani. Vote for Ohtani.
Vote for him. He's going to be the second unanimous.
Oh yeah. He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer, right? Shohei Ohtani's already the greatest baseball player that's ever lived. And I'm not talking about accomplishments. I'm talking about the ability to play baseball.
Yeah.
The ability the straight up ability to play baseball. Shohei Ohtani is the greatest to ever do it. Period.
Facts.
And I don't want to. There's no argument for. There's not an argument you can give me. There's nothing anybody has done that he can do. Not even close. Not even in the same galaxy.
The second you add his pitching attributes to his career, like it's like, all right, yeah, there's nobody better. So,
and he's young. How old is he? How old is Shohei Ohtani? He's got to be. He's under 30, right?
I want to say like 32.
Oh, for real.
I don't know because he's
28.
18. Yeah,
he's 28 years old. He has time.
Great.
Baseball, you have a long time.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge is 31, and he just started getting super dominant.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's exciting.
Mike Trout's 31, and he's been the best player in baseball for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Supposedly. To some people, not to me. Not to this guy, Mike. I don't know.
Big Mike Trout.
Big Mike Trout. What's he ever done?
Yeah.
Really, what has he done? He's won one playoff game? Never won a playoff series. He's somehow
it's fair.
Give me Bryce Harper 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 times. Give me Bryce Harper. I know a lot of people don't want to feel that, but I have to.
His car got stolen. Did you see that?
Bryce Harper's? How does car get stolen?
Philadelphia's lot. I don't know. They're now using it as a rally cry. I'm like, of course they are. Like that's exactly what Philly does every single time.
Philadelphia is a it's a unique place. You know, a lot of the people ask me because I live in North Carolina. For those who don't know, and I'm up here to visit, but they asked me about Philadelphia, and I made a comment when I first got up here, and I said that something about the dirty Jersey air recharges my batteries, and the same. Just being in this area, there's nothing like being in a major metro area.
Yeah, it's fair.
You
got two cities right there.
The culture, it's just everything is just life is different. Life in North Carolina is slow. Everybody's nice, which is nice. It's cool, but it's just not. When you're in North Carolina, you feel like you're in a bubble almost.
Yeah.
And when you're in a place like this, which is the tri-state area, which is what, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, not Connecticut, you idiots.
Yeah. Corey will tell you it's Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey, and I'm just
Corey? What is in Connecticut?
All right, nothing.
No.
Yeah, New York.
New York. Yeah. What is in Connecticut? What is in Connecticut that makes it part of the tri-state area? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
It's Philly. It's really the tri-state. If you want to get real technical, the
Right.
tri-state area is New York City, Philly, and just New Jersey.
So it's fair. That's fair.
The state in tri-state
Yeah,
is New
because
Jersey.
you're not going into Pittsburgh and be like, I'm from the tri-state area.
From the tri-state. It's Philly,
Yeah, right.
and you have to go through Jersey pretty much to get to New York City anyway. So that's probably, I mean, where there's there, but if you want to get technical, the tri-state area is Philly, New York City, not New York State, New York City, and the state of New Jersey.
I agree with that.
And it's central. It's basically this part of South Jersey, the north part of South Jersey, then the Trenton to the Southport part of North Jersey, like the Brunswicks, East and North.
The Route 1 connection.
So, Route 1.
Right.
And so that's the real, if you want to get real technical, the real tri-state area. But it's funny. Shout out to Brandon DeWitt sharing our stuff. Shout out to Dwayne Marcus. Thank you. Facebook's popping. Follow us on Facebook. Give us a shot network on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube. Matter of fact, just go to www.giveusashot.network and you can watch all of our stuff. Matter of fact, I'm going to log on there now just to see if we're live because Ty has updated our site and gave us the best shot. So you can get everything from there. Go on there. Go subscribe to Go Talk with Marcus. We are on there. It's fantastic. It's right there for us. Go Talk with Marcus. Dwayne Marcus is the young OG. He's like 10 years old, but he knows more about the WNBA and NFL. He has a show. He's a WWE guy, and we're about to talk WWE for a second.
Yeah.
JT and the Don, awesome sports guys, mostly basketball and mostly football, but they are excellent. JT is down in Miami praying that the Miami Heat somehow get Damian Lillard.
Love it.
The Damian as soon as Damian Lillard requested a trade, I text me and JT and the Don have a group chat. I text the group chat and said, I know your penis has to be hard. Game is this close.
Yeah.
Now, you're only going to have 3 players because you're probably going to have to trade everybody else except Bam and Jimmy Butler to get them. But it's 3. It's 3. That's probably the best. It's probably the best 3.
That'd be the best core. And you just get me and you to play 4 and 5.
100%. Hey, give me like $500K.
It's like that SNL thing with the Cavs with LeBron. You ever see that?
Oh yeah, and it was just he just had a bunch of just random.
My kids played too. I'm really good at this, and it's the guy who rolls the ball.
Yeah. God, man, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, the LeBron James. I don't
average 5,000, 0 points a night.
Yeah. That was what Dave Chappelle skit was like. What if LeBron James identifies as a woman? Can he stay in the NBA or will he go to the WNBA? Well, average 847 points per game. Oh my God, LeBron James. His time is up too, man. Not up, but he's only got
his hair's up. He's got to let it go, dude.
This is the weird thing about LeBron. He'll shave it. If you look at him now, he's bald.
Okay.
He does it every offseason. He's done it for like the last 4 or 5 off seasons where like
him and Durant though. Durant's
got to let it go.
Let it go.
It's over, man. I don't know. Well, here's the I feel the same way about the athletes with like you're losing your hair versus the ones who get bad. Like, how do you have a bad tattoo?
Yeah.
You are a multimillionaire. Even if you had it before, but like that's not even an excuse because you look at some of these guys who don't have tattoos in college when they come to the NBA, but now you have bad tattoos, which means you got them when you're in the NBA.
Yeah.
How are you?
Even like The Rock, he had the Brahma Bull, and it wasn't that
Mallet.
great.
Yeah.
And now he's got an awesome sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset he covered it up.
Me too. He should have kept it.
And I get that you had the
Right.
Samoan stuff on the other arm, but you could have, to me, that was iconic. Keep it. You maybe
Spruce it up.
Spruce it up.
Yeah,
Like not
yeah.
redo it completely. I'm not saying simply recolor it, but they could have boldened it a little bit.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was I don't know if that was, maybe he just wanted to move on from that part of his life. I don't know. But
Yeah.
the new bull skull thing, whatever it is awesome. So I guess I can't be too upset about it. Speaking of The Rock, Money in the Bank came, LA Knight lost.
It's such a disappointment, dude. I get it. Damian Priest, like they're gonna set up that whole him and Finn, and I think it's to make Finn a face again.
Yeah, 100%.
You know. But my argument is then give Finn the belt right there.
Yeah.
And then have Damian pin him immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's the shortest run for the new belt, you know?
That would be, and then you break up the New Day instead of this slow. So on one hand, I understand taking LA Knight out of the equation.
Right.
I understand Damian Priest winning it because he's going to hold it for months. That's usually the protocol with the Money in the Bank. They rarely immediately cash it.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't really make sense to do.
No.
Unless you do it that night.
Because you're supposed to, it's now you're the official number one contender
for however long.
For whatever.
And
like,
originally it was, traditionally they would wait until WrestleMania because the guys would want to headline WrestleMania.
Yep.
Then they realized you don't really need that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, if they don't cash it in that night, then you wait a few months, either till WrestleMania or one of the other big ones.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, something. Yep. So it makes sense for him to do it because now he needs something to do before he moves on to the World Heavyweight Championship or the Undisputed Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do in between? You break up the New Day, or not break them up, but you kick Finn out, and now Priest is the new leader, and you bring in young talent, right? Because the Judgment Day, I said the New Day, the Judgment Day
I know what you meant.
Works, right?
Yeah.
So now Priest can be the leader. Another young WWE talent that is probably just lost in the sauce and needs to be like Dominic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Dominic couldn't just be a Rey Mysterio ripoff. He needs to be his own thing, but he couldn't. No. He wasn't ready to be by himself,
right?
Without Rey.
Judgment Day made him into what he is.
100%. So now he can be part of that group, progress as a wrestler, and then eventually he can be a face and take out Damian Priest, which I'm assuming is the long-term plan. Damian Priest, I think it was more also it was just his turn. He put in a lot of work. Fair. He's put on some banger matches, and especially the one against Bad Bunny. So, but to me, you had a prime opportunity. Steve Waldman, what's up, man? The Mets got us one, man. Shout out to the Mets. Tell me what you think of the trade. Yeah, the Mets got. Tell me what the Mets. He said Priest is not winning shit. I beg to differ, bud. I beg to differ. I think he's going to go after the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah.
He's going to take Seth Rollins' title. And I think it's going to be around the time the Captain America movie comes out because Seth Rollins is in the Captain America movie as I believe he's supposed to be the leader of the Serpent Society.
Whoa.
Who is the secondary villain of the movie.
In the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit more of than a cameo from what I read. It's more of like a secondary villain. Maybe it's not a major role, but it's just a way to get the Serpent Society in the thing. But anyway, he's obviously gonna have to go away because he has to promote that.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I believe they just finished filming it.
Well, it makes sense too because I thought for sure Becky was gonna win Money in the Bank on the women's side, and she didn't.
No.
So like now I think he's going to drop that belt soon. They go take a little hiatus. Mm-hmm. He makes this movie.
Yep.
You know, that Applebee's commercial where she meant to say 2 spoons and she said 2 belts. And she's like, I said what I said.
Yeah.
So I thought they were both going to win the belt, but now I don't know.
So now here we go. Long-term booking. Now let's get to LA Knight. It makes sense for Priest. I get it. They're going to Finn will turn face and blah, blah, blah. Because they already planted that seed with the distraction.
Yeah,
Finn had that belt won.
he did.
And he deserved to win. But now that that's happening, LA Knight, I get what your plan was, but your plan wasn't LA Knight popping like this.
Yeah, no, this is like The Rock, Stone Cold, like where it comes out of nowhere, right? Nobody realized it was going to happen, and they can't mess this up, dude.
Yeah.
They can't.
And I feel like they already did. Mets got
Flexing
and bought him out. Yeah, just to save money. They were just helping the Mariners
they bought
out.
his contract to get got. Like, like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, like he's from our system, the Met system. So maybe if he does clear waivers, and he might take a minor league deal with the Mets, and maybe that's what he also told, the Mariners. Like, hey, you send me back, I'll probably stay in that farm system if I can't find a major league job.
Yeah.
So it's probably worth it.
So when you have a situation with LA Knight where it's like, holy hell, we got something here.
Right.
You have to capitalize on it.
Facts.
You had the hottest thing in your company right now.
Yep.
Outside of the Bloodline Usos thing. You have a hot London crowd.
Yeah.
Who was all about it. I don't care if you make him win and then Priest beats him for it.
Like a month later
or something.
Yeah.
You need that moment on camera. You missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H, actually, it was so bad. The reaction to it was so bad on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H came out and said, good things come to those who wait, right? We understand LA Knight's popular, and I know that things don't go the way you want. No, Triple H, you change. You guys change everything all the time anyway.
Yeah.
This was a time where you had a star in the making.
No.
You did it with Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
You missed that boat. You've done it with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt is so hot, and you don't give the people
they all
what
act
they
like
want.
everybody's got to pay their dues, but they forget like that overnight success that they were.
Right.
Like they all talk about the grind and all that other stuff, and they don't realize like the minute you're over, you need to take them over.
I don't like that thought process, because to me, as a fan, if I'm watching it, it's like I'm expecting this guy to win. Everybody in the world expected Cody to win. Everything was written for him to win. When he doesn't, now it's like, well, why should I care about this guy when he lost at the biggest stage? I don't care how many losers he beats on the way back to his rematch.
Yeah.
You missed the moment.
Yeah.
I feel that way. They've done it with Bray Wyatt. Nobody cares about Bray. He disappeared again, and nobody talks about it. He's gone. Because you brought back this awesome character and you wasted it. He didn't do anything with it. You missed the moment.
Apparently he showed up on a Billie Eilish concert. Did you see that?
I didn't see him at the concert. Somebody snapped a photo of him out somewhere.
No, it was like she like played his like the buzzers thing. Like
did she?
Yeah,
okay.
in his in her background. I don't know. Could be fake. People make fake stuff all the time.
I mean, I saw a picture. He was out with his family, and
Randy Orton coming back. How do you push him?
Randy Orton should be the one to beat Roman Reigns. He's the
I
legend
agree.
killer, right?
Yeah.
I would. Randy Orton is, by all metrics, in my opinion, a top 5 all time.
Made RK Bro into like one
the hottest things.
Must watch TV. Everything he touches is great. Like even when he loses, it's great.
Yeah.
That Rollins and him match at WrestleMania where he does that pop up
RKO.
Yeah, that was sick, dude.
Randy Orton, to me, is the best at everything.
Yeah.
He is the complete package. He's probably the most complete package as a throwback wrestler as you can get.
Yeah. So for me, the Money in the Bank, I would have been cool. One, I wanted LA Knight, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, I would have been cool with Logan because it would have put WWE on that map, right? Where he could have walked around on YouTube, all social media, in the press, holding this briefcase for an entire year, and then like lose at Mania trying to cash it in.
Logan Paul could have won it,
right?
Used it till Mania.
Exactly.
but have LA Knight fight him for it,
Right.
win it at Mania,
Right.
and then LA Knight could cash it in Raw after Mania.
Right.
Perfect booking.
Exactly.
Because you're not gonna have Logan Paul as one of your champions.
Never. But he could have carried the briefcase around
Perfectly.
So
and then have the guy who wants him.
Yeah.
That's your next, like LA Knight. And Kevin Nash even said he's just a rip-off Rock. No, he's not. Like LA Knight's been doing this. Back when he was Eli Drake, it's the same gimmick. He's always had it.
But you could say the Miz, like it's kind of like when Kanye and Fabulous, like everybody would say they're rip-offs of Mace, right? Like it's the same thing. Miz and LA Knight now are
you always get inspiration from the generation
oh,
before you.
Of course.
Come
dude.
on.
Are you
Everybody
kidding
does
me?
it.
Like,
Nobody's original. Everybody's
No.
doing some version of something that's already existed. Period.
The Rock was a heel Hogan. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like it's just, it is what it is.
There have been plenty of foul-mouthed Texans in wrestling before Stone Cold.
Right.
They existed. I don't know if anybody's known.
Sandman was kind of like he
was like a pre-de-facto.
A rated X version of Stone Cold or something. Like he was drinking beers and crap.
Smoking cigarettes too.
Yeah.
ECW. Shout out to him,
He was
man.
nuts. Yeah. It was nuts.
Sandman, the only guy that can smack a woman with a kendo stick and it'd be okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
No, okay.
But back then it was. Shout out to
know.
Francine. Shout out to ECW, man.
Yeah, Francine got hit worse than
smacked the shit out of her.
Oh my god.
But it's so I the booking of WWE and the logic. I if you can explain to me in a way that makes sense, I'm okay with it. But when I am a firm believer that everything is fluid. And when you have a situation like LA Knight, you have to capitalize on it. You just have to.
Yeah.
And just pivot. Like I don't understand the point of not doing something like that.
So they Reigns is on SmackDown and the Usos on Raw, right? So that feud's over.
Yeah.
You assume. So the Usos are now going to go after the tag titles, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to assume that, right?
I like the match. The best thing about them winning that match, it solidified them as the best tag team
ever.
To me, they're the best tag team ever.
Me too.
But it also solidified them back as the best tag team in WWE.
No.
They don't need the belts. I do believe the belts should be used to elevate people.
Mm-hmm.
But like Roman Reigns' situation, he elevates that entire brand.
Yeah.
To me, there's nobody other than, and I wouldn't even be so quick to say it's over. If I'm WWE, I would put Jey Uso versus
Reigns
in the main event.
I would love it.
I don't know if Jey is going to win it.
Right.
They should make it where Reigns. Again, let's play fantasy booker.
Mm-hmm.
Jey Uso has that fucking match won. Like maybe the ref gets knocked out and there's a 1-2-3.
Right.
Main event or he takes Roman Reigns to the absolute limit.
I like it.
Solo gets involved somehow or somebody, and then you can have the Usos, feud with Solo or something, or maybe Solo, does something and Jey gets hurt, and so now Jimmy and Solo are going at it. Like they have to do something.
Jey is so good, but the problem is, like, I think Jimmy is also equally as good to where like Jey can't break out to be his own guy.
Yeah, but Jey has this story with him.
He does.
When Jimmy was out with the injury and unfortunately the DUI.
Yes.
That's where right-hand man, main event Jey Uso came from. He has the story.
He does.
Jimmy, his story is when he came back, he was the first one to kind of be like, oh, this is bullshit. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But then Sammy came along and he fed into it, and it was fine because they did get the titles back, and it worked for him.
Mm-hmm.
But then as things started going bad, Jimmy, again, was the first one to be like, man, what's going on? We're not the same. This is not what we started to do.
Yeah.
Solo's here now. And that was the brilliant thing about that, where they slowly turned Solo into that thing. A lot of people, Solo's probably going to be the Batista of that and take the belt.
I was going to say, yeah.
But I would love for Jey Uso to take that title from him. That would be fantastic.
Me too. That'd be awesome.
What's the better storyline right now, AEW or WWE? If you are one to believe that the Bloodline story is over, AEW, what's the best storyline in AEW? I mean,
I guess right now it's the Punk. I like
Yeah.
Sting and Jericho. That was awesome.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But also it makes me sad because all those years we lost of that because
Yeah.
Sting didn't want to partake in WWE
Yeah.
and all that other stuff. So yeah, it's bittersweet. But dude, them with the bats like hitting each
Yeah.
other.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. It was awesome. But
Uh,
it's two different nostalgias for me right now. I can't really like take one over the other.
yeah.
I think WWE gets the edge just because it's just such a global brand. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like, even when they're messing up and we could critique it, like it's still there's just too many good, even what they did with Cena,
Yeah.
like that was well done. It was very tasteful. And he teased WrestleMania going to London. So you hear like AEW's going to London and all this other stuff, and they're like, yeah, well, what about WrestleMania? And the whole place just goes nuts. So I don't know. What's your take on that?
I think AEW has better matches than
Fair, very fair.
that Will Ospreay,
Mhm.
Kenny Omega match,
And they're calculated.
the
and-
Okada, and that Forbidden Door thing is the best thing in wrestling. If you want to count that as a storyline, because they have to build that between New
brands.
Japan
Yeah.
and brands, WWE has one singular storyline that's above anything else,
Mhm.
and they know it.
Yep.
The Cody Rhodes thing, that's just a journey. He's just kind of working through the card.
Yep.
There's no real storyline to it other than I got to prove myself.
Something,
But
Cody Rhodes.
But AEW, I mean, you have the Punk stuff with
Mhm.
FTR and all that.
Mhm.
MJF is fantastic.
Right.
Him going through
It's so funny.
the Jungle Boy storyline
Yeah.
is fantastic.
getting
That
crazy.
that whole
Yep.
that whole thing. The Bullet Club Gold now getting Billy Gunn's sons. The Gun Club are now members.
Yeah.
The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. So that storyline just started, but that's going to be a fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's a bunch of relatable, followable storylines in AEW that
Mhm.
I love. Plus, they put on the really great matches. And then the Black Bull Club versus who did they just fight? It wasn't Jericho's group, but like Eddie Kingston came. That whole thing was nice too. But AEW has better wrestling.
Yeah.
So it provides, even if the storylines aren't as good or planned out, because to be honest, outside of the Bloodline, give me another good AEW or WWE storyline that is like Seth Rollins doesn't have one. He's just, hey,
Yeah,
I'm a
he's
champion
just
that's
the
here every
champ.
week.
Yeah.
They need to. I mean, they'll probably start one soon because SummerSlam's coming. But
That's fair.
the Damian Priest and the Finn Balor one is about to just start, so that could be good.
Yeah.
But other than the Bloodline is carried, the Bloodline has carried that the whole time.
That's fair. Yeah.
Blackpool had a really good story. The Blackpool Fight Club or Combat Club had a good storyline with the Elite because Hangman Page came back, and so that all that's good. And then now you have the Sting and Jericho thing.
I'm excited McIntyre's back. Drew McIntyre. I think
I was shocked. I thought he was gone.
Yeah.
I thought and I think WWE was smart because they knew if he went to AEW, it would have been over.
It would have been.
It would have been over.
It's a great dude.
Now that they have that second show, it's over. And Collision's really good, so people should give that a chance. We were talking about Jericho earlier, and we were talking about Randy Orton and where he belongs, because I think Randy Orton's top 10 all time.
Yeah.
Jericho, they were talking about Mount Rushmore of
Dude,
WWE.
He should be on there.
Superstars.
I think he surpassed Shawn Michaels.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho, for all you people out there, let it be known. Mike and Jerm. Mike
Yeah.
times Jerm Show. Give us a shot, network. Chris Jericho is better than Shawn Michaels
Yeah.
by
It's-
every metric.
Dude, just longevity now. Come on, baby.
Come with
like the walls of Jericho, the
better moves.
Yeah, just better moves, better gimmicks, the list,
The ability to make every gimmick work.
Yes, like even just the old gimmick of him having a little bit of a gut, which now he's gotten rid of, which is amazing.
Yeah,
but like any status or time, just the ultimate performer, and Sean slowly just got worse and worse and worse. Like he can't even see straight. I'm sorry, that's messed up.
He does have a crooked Shawn Michaels' finishing move is a super kick. Sorry, everybody does it.
Yeah, now everybody does. Yeah,
The Walls of Jericho, I know is, and I'm
so
not.
hard.
And I'm talking about the Lion Tamer version, not the Boston
Yes,
Crab
where's
version.
the head?
Yes.
To the I agree.
Which he uses a lot more in AEW. I'm sure it got banned in WWE for whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sure.
it was like one day, just
Well,
you saw it as a Boston Crab more than
I think it was because at the time, remember, WWE was big on don't try this at home.
right.
The Walls of Jericho is gnarly, so
You
I can
could
imagine
kill
a kid.
somebody.
You could kill somebody
Yeah.
easily if you don't know what you're
Yeah.
doing. So
And it was a lot easier to apply than a Boston Crab.
Yeah, it was. Jericho is 52 years old, and he's still out there at a high level.
Yeah.
High level.
Yeah, think about all the times Shawn disappeared from 32 to 52.
Right.
And,
With his
and
neck
Jericho
injury.
didn't do that. And
Yep.
Jericho, by the way, we're talking, you could go 30 years ago, WCW.
Mm-hmm.
And from there to, dude, even like when he broke in Y2J, that was sick. So you're talking 2000, WWF 2000. This dude's like, the clock would almost go to zero, and you're like, "Who is this?" And then eventually it was like, "Break the walls down."
And the Jericho thing,
Dude,
like that was the best part about it. It
so
was
sick.
so it had like the city, like the start of the video.
Yeah.
But then like maybe 2 or 3 seconds in, because you still didn't know, and this is this only works pre-internet era.
Yeah, nobody really knew.
And then his name flipped down as the music was already going. It just that delayed reaction explosion, because now you're already hyped. You already had the lights, the countdown, and then the start of the music, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, who is it? Who is it? Who is it?" And oh my god, it's Jericho! Like that can't be replicated. That's the greatest debut in wrestling history.
But also the fact that he had to fight through all the shit of The Rock, Austin, like everybody, to become the first undisputed champ. To do all this crazy accolades in the WWE when he was the first one to kind of cross over from that other side. And then to do it again now with AEW is remarkable. So like he's built brands, because I bought WCW versus NWO strictly to put the Lion Tamer on somebody. There was his moves were the Lion Salt and that were the reasons why I bought that video game.
I played the AEW video game.
Okay.
It is basically a new WWF No Mercy. It is fantastic.
Really? Wow.
So I'm going to get the name correctly before I plug it, and hopefully maybe W finds this. I think it's Fight Forever.
Yeah.
I believe is if I'm remembering it correctly, but it reminds me of a new version of, like, the playability of it reminds me of No Mercy.
That's awesome.
So if you're into wrestling, definitely do it. Definitely go get it. Yeah, Ric Flair. Ric Flair's number one all time. Sorry. He's the best. He's the greatest of ever. Jericho's better than Shawn Michaels by every metric. He's a better wrestler. Longevity, as you said, the ability to adapt multiple storylines,
right?
Like
entertainment.
He just he could be serious. He could be funny.
Yep.
Michaels has one speed. He's a one-trick pony. Now his trick is very good.
It is.
I'm not saying Michael sucks.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, and there's a difference between greatness as a performer and like your status.
Yeah.
Obviously, Michaels is one of the greatest.
Right.
He helped put WWE on the map, but he
kept it while nobody else was there.
Well, that's to me, that's the knock against him. At his height, he really didn't have much competition.
Right.
Good for him though.
Right.
Absolutely not his fault.
However, it was the only thing to watch.
To watch.
Yeah.
He was different. He basically should be credited for capitalizing of his massive talent on a time. He just came at the right time.
Yeah. Fair.
Good for him.
Fair.
However, that doesn't change the fact that there are, like, if you're one of those people, Bret Hart's a better wrestler.
Of course.
So if you think that, then you have to think Jericho is a better wrestler than him.
Yeah.
I don't think many people will tell you that Michaels was a great technical wrestler.
No.
But, he built a legacy at the right time, and obviously that stays with you.
I'll give you an example of why him and Hogan couldn't get on the same page, and they could have had a feud that went for years, right? Yeah. But instead, it was one match, and Michaels just oversold everything, right? Because they didn't want to work with each other. Jericho would have made that into something more.
Yeah.
You know, like, and if Jericho had that opportunity, he definitely would have made that feud go forever. And you know, I don't know. It's just, I've never met a guy that could jump in and out of a heel and the face as quick as Jericho can, and also be a heel but still be a face because everybody freaking loves him. So
because
stupid
he
idiot.
was technically a heel like now, right? If
Yeah.
WWE has Cena win the belt and breaks Flair's record, WWE's. I don't think that's going to happen, and I think Cena understands that. That's why he's not wrestling anymore. I think
Yeah, it's going to be Charlotte Flair that breaks that record.
Charlotte Flair will break that record.
Yeah.
If she's around long enough. She's had a track record of coming back for a few months and then leaving for even longer.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the deal with that is.
I saw a meme though where it was like, where it's like every time a woman gets a belt, like all of a sudden
Charlotte Flair just shows up. Yeah.
and
No,
takes it on.
it's my turn. I get a shot. She does. It happens all the time. She definitely gets.
They've done it so many times.
It's unbelievable.
But
What else? So yeah, the better storylines. I think AEW. I'll put it to you like this. I think WWE with the Bloodline had the best storyline, but I think overall AEW has better storylines because
fair.
they make every part of the card interesting. The women's feud with the Outcasts, which is Saraya, formerly known as Paige, Ruby Soho, and Toni Storm, versus that women's division has been great. Again, the tag team division stuff has been great. AEW Collision's around, so they've been setting up new feuds with that. The Jungle Boy turning on Hook has been great.
Yeah.
And now that Luchasaurus and Christian Cage were already healed. Christian Cage, his work as a heel manager,
remarkable,
has been amazing.
Yeah.
He came out and wrestled in a sleeveless turtleneck.
I know.
If that is not douchebag, nobody like that. That's professional wrestling at its core.
I'm just butthurt by it because we lost one more run of Christian and Edge together because of that.
I know.
Split.
That split.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, WWE, they want to pay him, so they let him go, and I get it.
Stupid.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, but they're both killing it.
Yeah, Christian is so underrated.
No.
Steve says, let Randy Orton break it. At least he can wrestle. I don't care if he breaks it, but he deserves another title run. That's why I wouldn't be mad if he took it from Roman Reigns. But now that there's 2 titles, I mean, give him a world.
Yeah,
he looks. Randy Orton.
That's what I love about this new title.
Randy Orton is a better world heavyweight champion.
Fair.
The reigns in total will count. So if he's I believe he's like a 12-time champion now or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, to make him the third, it'll count as 13 no matter which belt he gets. So I would love for him to come and beat somebody at WrestleMania for that belt. I don't know who, but I'm trying to think of opposition for Roman Reigns. Storyline wise, it makes sense for Solo Sikoa if you believe he's ready to be a main eventer.
That'd be great.
It makes sense for Jey Uso just because of the storyline. It makes more sense for Jey Uso to be a storyline, but I'm sure the powers that be don't believe in Jey Uso.
Whoever takes Reigns out has to be good.
It has to, and you have to be ready to hitch your wagon to him.
Yeah.
You can't let Reigns lose that belt to somebody who's only going to be
And
champion.
flip flop it. Yeah.
And flip it.
No.
It has to be Cody Rhodes to me. As of right now, he's the only one.
And he expressed that he's not after that belt. He's the new belt, the heavyweight belt. He's after Roman's belt.
And he should be.
He should be.
He should be. And so,
because it's something Cody Rhodes.
Whoa. Something smoking mirrors. He was going to win that belt and he got hurt with his back.
I think there was a plan for Cody Rhodes to have already had that moment.
Yeah.
But once that got derailed and he got injured, I think they were like, well, now you got to reset, because we're not just going to give it to you because it's not fun. They want the story. They want the build up to it. Yeah. So he needs a full solid year of coming back to that. So yeah, I think it's next WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes beats Roman Reigns.
Cody Rhodes hurt his back carrying the company. WWE, they have the talent. I think the issue with Vince and the presumed sale of the company, and Vince being involved.
That's
I think
why
that kind
Reigns still has the belt too. Yeah,
and
fair.
correctly so.
Right.
But
It's scary, like you said. The minute you take it off him, that other guy better be gold.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
no-
why I say right now
yeah.
it can only be Cody Rhodes.
Right.
He's the company's top baby face.
Mhm.
He can't be beating up like the Chad Gables of the world, but
No.
he like the Damian Priest, the Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, like guys who don't have belts, so it doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But you have to continue to build Cody Rhodes to that level. And so, I like what WWE is doing with him as far as recovery. I just think you have to capitalize on moments in this world.
Yeah.
And I just think that WWE kind of missed
it. Yeah.
That's all good though.
We all felt that way about WrestleMania for sure.
All right, Mike, who are we shouting out as happy hour gets ready to close out here?
Steve Waldman for keeping us in this booth longer than we wanted to.
Yeah,
be.
buddy, this was supposed to
Thank
be
you,
a quick
bro.
thing. Thank you.
No,
Man.
it's great. We got plenty of audio, video to chop up and look at now. So
Yep.
we appreciate you. Shout outs to anybody who served, including Jerm. 4th of July doesn't happen without the brave men and women who protected us and kept us safe and built this beautiful land. So, it's flawed
Mhm.
in some ways. I'll be the first one to tell you that. I don't like to get all patriotic. I told him I feel like I'm Hulk Hogan when he dressed up as Mr. America right now. But it's you also got to tip your cap to these men and women who have served and did a great job. So I think that's the people we should shout out.
100%. Anybody who has served, has family who serves, because especially military spouses
Jeez.
have it just as hard as regular
Spouses.
not regular. That's not what I meant. Have it just as hard as the people who
military men
actually
and women.
serve.
Yeah, they don't know if their husband or wife is coming back. It's got to be stressful. And hopefully one of our kids didn't just die.
Yeah, fall down the stairs. What is that?
Over 10,000 days of nonsense wrestling. Put someone that can wrestle.
So, okay. Steve Austin wasn't a great wrestler
No.
in terms of technical ability.
Mm-hmm. But
So-
he could stop a mud hole.
Yeah, right. But that doesn't mean he wasn't great. Like, you have to know who you are. Roman Reigns is good at what he does. His issue early on was that they tried to rush it. It wasn't organic.
Right.
Now it feels more organic. His greatness to me
Does.
feels more solidified. I feel like if you were going to build a star in wrestling, you have to build him as a heel. It's the only way it works, because people don't like to be told who to cheer for. That's why guys like The Miz and Edge and Jericho as heels get cheered. LA Knight is supposed to be a heel. He's not officially a face,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Stars are built by being bad guys first,
Fair.
all the time.
Yep.
The Rock,
Yeah.
Stone Cold,
Yep.
Triple H,
Mm-hmm.
all these guys.
Preach.
get-
Shawn Michaels kicked the Marty Jannetty into the
right,
barbershop window,
unbelievable. So, yeah, hopefully it's Cody Rhodes.
Also,
Anyway,
when real quick before we leave, Reigns was a face and everybody booed him.
right, because they tried to force it.
Yeah, they did.
And then he got popular because people cheer. You hear his music, people cheer him now for
Yeah.
the most part.
Yeah.
Not for the most part, but he gets cheers.
Mhm.
So shout out to Roman Reigns, I guess. I was a big hater of him, but now I'm not. So catch us tomorrow, July 4th, 4th of July, into Germans Day. Will be a special edition of Stuff About Sports with the Divide and the Give Us a Shot Network friends. Hopefully Ty will be here. And we'll be complete as a quintuplet, maybe. I don't know. Is that quin something? Five something? Maybe.
Oh yeah, it would be 5.
It'd be a 5-some. But anyway. www.giveusashot.network. Check out the shop. Hashtag shop boys with a Z. Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Give Us a Shot. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Steve Waldman, thank you, man. You're the best. Dwayne Marcus, you're the man. Happy early 4th of July. And shout out to you. We'll see you later.